Welcome to the Dingus Den for a brand new comic creator interview. You know what? Great to have you here. Uh, have J Hammond here, a comic artist, writer. You know what? I'm excited to, talk to you here. So, you know what? Let's just get right into it.
Welcome to the Dingus Den.
All right. Well, welcome to the Den. It's great to have you here. You're actually somebody I got to meet a few times in person, which is awesome. Not only that, but we also live in a similar area, which is pretty cool. So local comic talent. And so can't say that about many people. But yeah. So so I'm trying to I know I've met you at least a few times. Just
Yeah,
at
I think we
different
met at
times and
Richmond the
stuff.
first time.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So between little Richmond and Lexington cons, back and forth. And so, but yeah. So I remember my introduction to you was finding out this Slaughter Otter comic, which
Slaughter Otter.
Slaughter Otter, which that's just always such a fun read. You did the covers for all these that I picked up, and so definitely go check them out. But yeah, we'll get into everything here in a moment. You also have a Kickstarter going on that I want to highlight as well, which we'll get a bit into that shortly as well. But just so I can kind of just highlight it here really quick. Motherfucking Mermaids, which is quite interesting. Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll get into that. But I want to kind of like go back to, you could say, the beginning of like what was first like your interest into comics and what made you want to get into it.
Well, comics started with cartoons. Cartoons are actually what helped me learn how to draw. So I wanted to actually make cartoons when I was little, and then I learned about comic books. I was at a friend's house, and I think he slipped me. It was a Ghost Rider, like a '90s Ghost Rider comic book. Which
nice.
The particular, I don't remember the issue, but we probably shouldn't have had it. There was skin blown off and everything, but and then I just loved comics.
Yeah. Any like particular characters or stories that like first resonated with you?
Oh, first resonation was probably, and this is crazy because it's not an old book really. It's relatively new, but was Southern Bastards.
I don't think I know that one.
Yeah, that was the first comic outside of like The Watchmen that I picked up
Sure.
that really like broke the barrier in my brain.
Yeah, I'm looking up this. You see, I haven't heard of this one. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to add this to my pull or
That's a good one.
whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get it. Apparently, news back in October that Hulu's getting an adaptation. Yeah, I don't know how I've not heard about that. Interesting. So that's cool. Yet another story to my reading list, as it's giant as always.
So I'm gonna stack this big probably, and I've still got this month's to pick up.
Yeah, right. That's always how it goes. So, but yeah, that's cool. So yeah, so how exactly did you get involved? I remember we talked a little bit about this, but how did you? So everyone else knows, how did you get involved in this sort of comic creation that you're into now?
Well, it started with fan art, honestly, and then I ended up doing sketch cards for different companies like Garbage Pail Kids and some Star Wars stuff, and then that kind of got my name out there a little bit more, and then just an opportunity came. Honestly, with Died Hard with Keenspot, that was my first like sequential work. Up to that point, it was covers, but that just came from
Yep.
the hustle.
Last time I saw you, I remember I picked up all of them.
That was such a fun book.
Yeah, it was. Definitely recommend checking out Keenspot. They're a cool little publisher. Need to check out more of their stuff. But yeah. Died Hard. That was the, sort of as people can guess from it, the title, probably get a good idea of what it's about. But
Genie. He grants 10 wishes.
yeah, Die Hard with a rabbit or bunny or whatever. That's pretty funny. Always a fun time. So you said you did trading cards, and you said Star Wars specifically. What any like sort of Star Wars particular like things that you drew that stood out to you? Let's see
Uh,
if you did.
oh man. I love drawing porgs on a trading card. You get so many just emotions out of just basically a ball and a beak.
Yeah,
Uh, those are my favorite to draw on the cards, and if people ask for porgs now, I'm always like, yes, internally.
that's great. They're they might quite possibly be the best thing to come out of the sequel trilogy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's up there.
Easily the best thing in front of that movie. So, but yeah, no, that's cool. I remember recently as well, you got to do a bunch of SpongeBob, which is neat as well.
The outside of Garbage Pail Kids, the SpongeBob has been my favorite project I've ever worked on.
Oh,
On that
really?
side of things.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So being able to do art for not just trading cards, but then also several covers. I highly Keenspot ones. You've got to do a couple things for Image as well, which is cool to say.
Yeah, it was a retail exclusive for a shop out of Lexington called the Vault Comics. I think they
Oh
recently
yeah,
closed. Yeah,
I
but
have
those that was a fun
fortunate.
time, and that was really probably the kicking off point. Were those three covers that the owner got me to do for him.
That's really cool. Unfortunately I never got to visit that store before they closed, but that's really cool. I didn't know they did stuff like that. That's how that worked out. But so yeah, so other than that, got to do a bunch of covers for Keenspot, a bunch of great stuff over there. I haven't checked out all the different stuff that you necessarily worked on there, but I highlighted the ones that I have. But then you also, as far as I can tell, this wasn't this your first ever? Is this your first ever written work? Correct.
Uh, Outside of an anthology, yes.
Outside. Okay, so like a year. So it's your first own solo
Yeah.
issue.
And Pecos, it's been through it went through so many different variations
Oh
during
yeah.
the writing process. I don't want to spoil anything. It's kind of it's still ongoing, but
Sure.
when the idea first came out, it was just going to be a Western again, just a
Mhm.
typical, and you can tell if you've read it, it's
Yeah.
completely went the opposite direction now.
Yeah, I enjoyed that first issue, and so I'm looking forward to seeing where it's gonna go from there for sure. Do you can you say like how long you're planning on that one will go for?
Oh, so Pecos Bill and the Guns of Oz, it's 3 issues.
Okay.
So actually, before and after this show, I'm finishing issue 3, because
Nice.
I color that book as well.
Oh, very cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out the others of that. Pretty cool stuff. So you got so wait, you said you worked on an anthology. What was that anthology that you did?
Oh, there are a few. I can send you a
Okay.
couple. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I had no idea that you were tied to that. You have like, your own page. I was looking up to see like if there's anything that I missed of like work that you did that I just wasn't aware of, and it was mainly just a bunch of the covers and stuff. But yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
So
I'm still learning how to post on social media about writing. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm not a great social media guy. I'm not gonna lie. I think
no,
anyone that
learn.
I was gonna say anyone that I try, and then it's just like anything rarely happens, and so I don't know. It's always a weird landscape to try to traverse over there. So, all right. So we also have your current project that is undergoing funding right now, which is highlight that. I have the Kickstarter page up so everyone can see it here. Motherfucking Mermaids by Bad Bug Media. First off, I've
You can overlay the dolphin noises.
there you go. Yeah, it's going to be uncensored, but you know, I'm too small to care about censoring, so there you go. Also, YouTube also like lessened up on like that kind of stuff as well. Like they
Oh,
don't seem
awesome,
to care about
awesome.
it as much. So, full permission to say whatever you want as long as it's not terrible. But anyway, this is a one shot from Bad Bug, where I've gotten some stuff from them in the past. It's
Mhm.
cool to see you working with them. How did it come along with you being able to work with them specifically?
Oh, it goes way back. It's actually a weird story. Mike, the guy that runs Bad Bug, this sounds crazy. He used to like travel schools and bring like a snake and tell you like not to do drugs and stuff. The weird thing. And then I
Okay.
just yeah, we met then. He was young. Anyway, I'm off topic. Um, he gave like a speech, and it was like he said something. It was the world helps those that strut themselves, so sometimes just put the lip gloss on and get it over with. And it just kind of stuck with me. I don't know. Um, and then we bumped into each other at a convention, and I just recognized him. Um, and I
The
made
snake guy.
all of that up. Um, yeah, none of that is true. I did meet Mike at a convention, um, and I'd heard of Bad Bug, and I'd actually paired up with a writer on Bad Bug, um, Alan Dunford, and that's where I heard of Bad Bug, and that's where I did the covers for like Horus in Hell.
Mhm.
Um, so when I got a chance to meet Mike, the owner of Bad Bug, we just kind of talked about writing, talked about art, and then every time he even hinted that he had a project anywhere, I was whispering either to Alan or him and trying to. I was dying to work with him.
Nice. Yeah, I'm behind on checking out some of their stuff, but they're cool. I remember checking out some of their stuff before. Obviously all the names are escaping me of what I have checked out, but
It always does
uh,
that. Anytime you're on the spot.
I know, right? Anytime we're on the spot. I know I checked out their first version of Ragnarok that they did, and then
Mhm.
I know they like kind of did like a relaunch or something with that. I remember also checking out one that it gave me Doom vibes. I don't remember exactly what, but anyway, they do lots of cool stuff over there. I definitely highly recommend checking out their stuff. I think they just got out like a new online store or something, if I remember right.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
right.
yeah, so definitely worth checking out. But so this story specifically, I see on the page here that it specifically doesn't say much about the story. It wants to, you know, keep things secret.
Yeah, yeah. That's part of it going in.
Part of it, okay. But what can you say about it though, if anything?
Well, okay. We'll piece this together. So you might have to read between the lines.
All right.
But there's an old book called Johnny Tremaine, and we had to read it in school. And
Okay.
I won't go into detail about the plot,
Okay.
but this is kind of like when one movie studio puts out The Day After Tomorrow, one studio puts out like Armageddon. Uh, Johnny Tremaine is a big influence on motherfucking Mermaids.
Okay. Definitely something I didn't have to read in school. I know a lot of those stories are like, you know, the same between generations.
It's funny because my wife is, the same age, and I've brought this up to her like 10 times, and she also says she's never read it in school. So it's possible that I, have not read this and I'm having a memory that doesn't exist, but because we went to the same school.
Okay. That's funny. Yeah, okay. So if anyone gets that, let us know. So yeah, that's interesting. So lots of stuff going on here with it. Have a lot of oh, look at this. Here's a cool thing of all the stuff that Bad Bug's done. I was literally just talking that I can't remember everything that they worked on, yet here it is. All this stuff here. Um his name is Wrath was the one I was thinking of. And I've checked out a little bit of Midnight Highway as well. As well as oh, you know what? I picked up Bobby Joe from you, maybe.
Yeah, you probably got my old Merle cover.
I think because I have that. I think I must have picked that up from you like the first time then.
There's so many cool titles on there.
Yeah, they have a lot of
And
great
it's
stuff
like
here.
home run after home run after home run after
Yeah,
home run.
most of these I haven't even checked out. So cool to see that your title will be up there and among all these others. So that's really cool to see. Um, that for sure. But yeah, so yeah, it's cool to see that you're being able to like do all this stuff though, as far as like previously I've only known you as being like a artist for just some stuff, and now you're being able to write, which is cool.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's that's so much fun. Uh, and, it
yeah.
goes back to at the beginning. I was talking about how I wanted to make cartoons. I watched the cartoons, so I was already creating the goofy, crazy, weird stories then in my brain, and then I moved away from it, and it's like I'm coming back. I'm having a lot of fun with writing.
Cool.
I still, I think I still like the art more, but the
Okay.
writing has been so much fun.
That's cool. Yeah, I was gonna ask about that too, of like how you like the two. Did you kind of like how long ago like was this like sort of writing itch come about since you primarily done art?
So around around 2016, this will be an exclusive without
Okay.
me saying, just kidding at the end. Around 2016, when I was first trying to get into comics, um, I started working on my own idea uh, to the side, and I was like, well, I'm just going to make this comic and put it out and put it out. And it was one of those projects that kind of never came along. Um, and I just maybe 2 weeks ago dusted that off, and we're going to revisit it. Um,
Oh, okay.
So it's funny that the itch is back and I'm gonna scratch it.
That's awesome. I think it's cool to see. I correct me if I'm wrong, but on all these works, you always any that you write, it's you're not doing the art, right? It's somebody else doing the art on all these, right? Like the actual pencil.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Are
What
you?
what what you've seen so far.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, that might have just answered the question here that I was about to ask. Is are you planning on doing one that's a fully, like you're doing both the writing and the art?
Yes, I'll be doing one of those.
Oh, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome to see. Can't wait to see that. Earlier you talked about your cartoon inspirations, and that's something I really have noticed with a bunch of your art, which I love. Specifically saying as well, just I love the old like cartoons as well. I honestly miss seeing all those great like the great era of cartoons are just like gone, sadly. Like it's now
Yeah,
they're all now like dumbed down. You barely get anything like great out of them anymore more. And so
yeah. I think they both have their shiny spots, and they both kind of have their rotten spots. But
sure.
it's just something about that era, uh, just just putting yourself back there, I think is where
Mhm.
the love comes from.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's really cool. Um so do you have any sort of like I don't know if you could draw anything, any character, like officially, like for a cover, any like a variant
Oh,
cover for any company. All right, let's go through this by company. All right, let's begin with Marvel. Who's like your top wanted or most wanted, and like three or whatever for Marvel, if you could.
um, okay, I can give you a top 3 in no
Okay,
particular order, and
okay,
this would be writing or drawing.
sure.
That would be, Howard the Duck.
Okay, I remember we talked about how much you liked Howard the Duck last
Uh,
time.
um, one of the I just realized that one of these is gonna be a little surprising. Howard the Duck, Glob Herman, and Man Thing. And the main thing is surprising because I'm a huge The Thing fan, uh, but I would love to write or draw Man Thing.
Oh, this guy. You said I was trying to figure out who you were talking about for your second pick there. I
Oh,
was like,
Glob
"Who's
Herman,
that
yeah.
again?" I was like, "Oh, who's that again?" Oh, I recognize him now. That's just okay. I think that's a cool, interesting three from Marvel there. Especially Howard. We did more Howard the Duck stuff. I wish we got more Howard. Um,
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm a Howard fan, but I want to be like, I don't understand.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Like, of course, I want more Howard, but it's wild that he's so underused.
It's true. I think they did like a one shot with him last year, and like that was it. And who knows what was his thing before then. So okay, what about DC though? Do you have anyone from DC that you like have an
DC.
itch for?
So maybe Doom Patrol as a whole. Just if
Ooh,
we're just talking a title.
I like it.
Um, I would say Plastic Man
Okay.
and oh, say did I say Beast Boy already?
No, you didn't.
Okay. I was thinking either Teen Titans or Beast Boy. So yes, Doom Patrol, Beast Boy, Plastic Man.
I think you doing Beast Boy would be awesome. Like having a full on cover with him and some sort of animal or mixture of like a bunch of his animals or something. That'd be really cool to see. Get on it, DC.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah, come on. So yeah, so it's great to see that you've just had this great journey so far. When exactly? How long have you been kind of like doing this? As far as like your actual work in the comic field itself.
So Comic Field was probably 2019, 2020.
Okay,
Uh, those comic books, and then the trading cards and things, those went back to 2015, 2016.
gotcha.
And that was my first real break. So about 10 years professionally.
That's awesome. 10 years, and I hope that the next bit goes strong. And I think you've made some awesome strides within the last year, just from
Thank you.
what I've seen of your work personally. And so, hoping that we certainly get more. Can't wait to see. I mean, you're getting your first written work out there, so once this wraps up and having your Mermaids book out as well, that'll be, I think, hopefully a good start that can hopefully bring some good things.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, always got to start somewhere, and so I fully support it. And so, especially having some cool indie publishers too to help back you as well,
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, and I'm a sucker for the indie, weird, funny
Yeah,
title.
yeah.
So it's like yeah.
So you're involved in the indie, obviously the indie community heavily, since you're, I mean, obviously you're part of it, but like, you have any sort of indie books in particular that you're just like a big fan of that you think like deserve more recognition right off the
Oh,
bat, that you're like, you've got to check these out?
well, yeah, I've got a few. I'm trying to think of people that I'm not gonna be like, go get my buddy's work.
Sure.
I would do. Trying to think of something easily accessible to folks. Oh, I got anything Kyle Starks does.
Yes.
No, he does some work for like DC and stuff too, but any of the stuff that he puts out on his own, I
Yes.
cannot stress that out. Go get those books.
I remember a couple years ago, I picked up his. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it's called Six Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sidekicks or bodyguards.
Something like that. I think it's Sidekick. Anyway, that book though, that's excellent, and the artist was there at that year at Comic-Con as well, which was awesome. And so,
Chris Schweitzer, I think.
you know the name.
I don't have the book in front of me. The last time I said that, I was wrong.
Yeah, put a star beside that. Maybe wrong, but
Yeah.
the art is great though. With that, and yeah, I think that's the only independent of his that I've read though. But Kyle is great. He's a really funny guy as well to talk to as well. I think not last time I met him, but time before. Actually, I think it was the same year when I actually picked that up. Was I got the what is it called? Because he didn't call it Pet Avengers, but it was another like 4-issue miniseries that he wrote that was Pet Avengers.
Like the super pets or whatever.
Yeah. Is anyway. I remember I brought that up to him. He was like, "Oh, somebody actually read this. Cool." And so
that checks out.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it being like, they did all these other Pet Avengers comics, they sucked, and so want to actually do something that was out there and kind of a little darker than what you'd expect for a Pet Avengers like book. I want to say it was just something called like United or something like that. I don't remember though. It's kind of like bugging me that I can't remember what it's called. But I need to check out more of his independent stuff though. His Six Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton is a really good read.
Yeah, Karate Prom is another one.
Oh yeah, that's like a newer one, isn't it?
It's pretty new, yeah.
Yeah.
Him like, and now I'll start. So
right. Anyway, but yeah, no, there's lots of great indie stuff. I think it's something that myself included need to get like into more, and I think part of it is just the visibility. And you kind of mentioned this with your when you're thinking of a recommendation too. The big problem of it is availability as well. Just having to have something that's readily available.
Mhm.
And part of it too is it's comics aren't cheap either. It's a expensive business, and because of the when you're supporting smaller people, sometimes you have to just pay more for that stuff just because like it costs. They can't make it as something out as easily as the big ones.
Mhm.
So
And I will say for availability, Keenspot has a shop, keenspotshop.com,
yeah.
with all of their independent titles. And I was sitting here trying to think up a title, just a single title that I could just be like, man, not that one, but they're all great.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to get started in some indie comics, Keenspot Shop, and then you start with my books, and then you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're I need to check out more of their stuff. They're awesome people over there. But yeah. Yeah, it's been great having you on though. Talking about all sorts of stuff all around though. This was great being able to actually have you on and
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you coming here. It's something that I'm trying to do a little more of, and so it's
Yeah, I
great to
think
have
this
you
is
here.
it's a really cool just one-on-one chat.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I think you get some cool guests on here.
I'm hoping so. I appreciate those kind words. So, but yeah, so thank you everybody for checking out this video. If you want more of these, hit that like and subscribe button. One last time, check out motherfucking Mermaids, as that's well past its funding goal. At the time of recording, this has like what 10 days left.
10
By
days.
the time this comes out, it's probably going to be only like a week left. So you're gonna have 1 week to get it. But I mean, they'll have it available afterwards. But it's always good to support the Kickstarter there, whatever special stuff Kickstarters has going on, and showing that initial support, which is always great. And so, recommend checking this out. I will make sure that a link to this is in the description. And if I remember, I'll put the Keenspot store in there as well. So, but yeah, so awesome having you on here. Hit that like and subscribe button. Check out other Dingus Den stuff. I have a few other creator interviews on here, comic reviews, weekly Smallville live review shows where actually, by the time this comes out, we would have just done the season 1 finale, which is I'm also like really looking forward to that, as we're having a guest join us for that. And then also have we have our Batman the Long Halloween comic read-throughs that we're working through as well. We have a group of friends come together and we voice through Batman the Long Halloween, and we're dropping each issue on the holiday itself. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
It's fun.
Yeah, right. It's like
Cool way to do that.
yeah, it's like a fun what do you want to say? Raw sort of improv. I mean, not improv because you're doing it, but it's like on the spot. Like we all have the comic pull up and reading through it. It's a lot of fun, and so and we added in a few sound effects afterwards as well. So it's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, make sure check out all the cool stuff going on here on the Dingus Den. And until next time, see you all later. Bye.